Hey Mixers, welcome back to another WNBA player props video. It might be time to start fading me because I had a horrible day today. All three games were high scoring, and yet I just couldn't hit any of the bets that we made. So let's jump into the recap, and then I'll give you a couple bets for the one game that we have tomorrow. All right, guys, so our best bets went 3-1. I mean, 1-3. Sorry, 3-1 would have been great. 3-1. So that is not great. The only assist prop we didn't take was on Alicia Gray, and she had 7, which she chalked us when we took 3.5 the other day. So Aaliyah Boston only had 1. I did personally witness at least 3 assists that could have been assists, but one was to Sophie Cunningham, one was to Kelsey Mitchell, 2 were to Kelsey Mitchell. They were all 3-pointers, so I mean, I didn't see any others besides that. So she just wasn't assisting. I don't think she could have gotten us there, even if she tried. And then Nafisa Collier obviously just did all the scoring for her team, but she did have 2 assists. So it wasn't too crazy, but she just didn't get us there over 3.5. Paige obviously crushed her line over 16.5. She had 21, and she almost had a game-tying shot at the end, which would have been pretty exciting. She's hit a 3-pointer at the end to win the game earlier in the season. And then Enrique only had 2 assists as well. So she wasn't really doing a very good job assisting either after she just had like 11 the other night. So our leans did okay. Sophie Cunningham over 4.5 rebounds. She only had 3. At one point, her first rebound bounced off the hoop, off the rim, and went straight into her chest. Like she didn't even try for it, and it just went straight to her. And I was like, oh no, here we go. But she did end up under for us. And then Jonquil Jones over a double-double. That was, I was wrong. Obviously a bad call there. She only had 7 rebounds and 12 points. I did tell you that I was worried about the points, that she wouldn't be able to get over that line. But I was less worried about the rebounds, although Sabrina did come through for us. She got her 5 rebounds, so over 4.5 there. I didn't win any bets, though, because of the way that everything was paired up. I didn't win any of my slips, so that was miserable. That brings us up to a 75-53-2 run on the WNBA season. That's 58.59%. So still decent, but below my standards of what I would like it to be. Now, I do have 3 bets for you in today's game. They're all best bets. I'm just going to put them in the same slip and flex it and hope that 2 of them hit, and we just have a mildly profitable day. So that's what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. We're going to start with Brittany Sykes over 13.5 points. The line's just too low. Obviously, Vegas is expecting a very low-scoring game, and I agree with them. But she did have 30 against them in her last matchup against the Valkyries, and she is over in 56% of her games. So I'm just going to take her here. She shouldn't really have a problem getting there. The Valkyries do protect the paint pretty hard, but Brittany Sykes has no problem pulling up and taking like a jump shot from the mid-range. So I think she can still get there for us. Kiki Ariathan over 7.5 rebounds. I think it is 8.5 at some places, so try and get it at the 7.5. She's been over in, obviously most of her games in the season. She was already over the Valkyries once already. She had 12. So I'm not really understanding why Vegas doesn't think she can get here again. And then Tiffany Hayes over 12.5 points. She's over in 61% of games. She's over in 2 out of 3 without Kayla Thornton. And the third game that she didn't hit in was a blowout loss, a huge blowout loss to the Sun. So I do think Tiffany Hayes can get there. It is 13.5 on some books, but I did find it at 12.5 on Sleeper. I found all of these on Sleeper. I don't know if those lines are still there, but that's what I found them at. And that's what I got them at. So that's what I'm giving them to you at. If you want to get in the mix for the cash giveaway today, since we do have 3 best bets today, you do need to comment hashtag in the mix with 2 out of the 3 as your favorites. Otherwise, if you just leave any comment, then it will have to be all 3 to hit. So if you want it to just be 2, then make sure you tell me which 2 that you want. And then I will give that money away to if we can hit 2 out of those 3. All right, so the best bet summary recap is Brittany Sykes over 13.5 points, Kiki Ariathan over 7.5 rebounds, and Tiffany Hayes over 12.5 points. I do also have an NFL preseason video coming out. Obviously, it's kind of dumb to bet on the preseason, but I'm doing it just for fun. So if you want to take a look at that, you can. That preseason game is also tomorrow. And then if you are interested in any of the other NFL content, I've been making NFL content for week 1 and then also season-long bets. So if you want to check out any of those videos, let me know what you think in the comments. As always, thanks, guys.